What's going on, everyone? Thanks for coming back to part 2 of the Gear Progression System Guide. This episode is going to be all about Empyrean gear, so let's go. Empyrean gear comes from Abyssea. There are 3 tiers of this gear: normal quality, +1, and +2. That is before the Reforged process. Each armor piece is obtained in a different way and from different zones. Head armor is purchased with Cruor from Abyssea Vunkerl, Atawa, and Mizero. Body armor is purchased with Dominion notes from Abyssea Ulegrand, Grauberg, and Altepa. Hand armor is purchased with Cruor from Abyssea Ulegrand, Grauberg, and Altepa. Leg armor is purchased with resistance credits from Abyssea Vunkerl, Atawa, and Mizero. And feet pieces are the most annoying to obtain due to it being based on luck. However, there is a trick to getting them more easily. If you are lucky, you can get them simply from a gold chest that drops from monsters in the appropriate Abyssea zone: Vunkerl, Atawa, and Mizero. Or if you are unlucky, you can get your hands on 3 feet items that aren't what you were looking for, and then trade them into a NPC called Lame Deer in Abyssea Mizero for the piece that you are looking for at a rate of 3-to-1. All of this is just for the base version of your Empyrean armor. Each zone is associated with a specific set of jobs for that zone as well. Check bgwiki.com for details on where to get each piece, as this is just an overview of the game systems involved in obtaining them. There you can find info also on obtaining job-specific accessories as well. Each job, except for Geo and Rune Fencer, will have an ammo, a neck, and an earpiece. Not all of them are great, but some of them are decent, but they are all fun to collect. They, however, are not part of the Empyrean gear progression system discussed further in this guide. After you have the base pieces, you will want to upgrade them to +1. This is done by defeating specific NMs in the corresponding zones where you got the base piece of gear. You will need 10 pieces for the body armor, but 8 for the rest. These are used through the Trial of the Magians upgrade system, like your relic gear. For example, trade 8 Tantra Seal hands with your Tantra gloves to get Tantra gloves +1, or 10 for the body pieces. However, getting these seals isn't as simple as just killing a few of the right NMs. You can just kill them, but the drop rate of them is greatly increased by triggering a exclamation point effect on the NM in question. For more details on how this NM triggering system, sometimes referred to as procking or processing of a system trigger, refer to bgwiki.com, as the explanation is quite in-depth. Also, you can do quests in Abyssea that have a chance to yield a specific job seal if you prefer. Now that you have your +1 Empyrean armor piece, you must now upgrade it to +2. This is done in a similar way to +1, but instead requires taking down stronger NMs, and sometimes getting the most items you need will require taking down the zone bosses, or maybe the semi-zone bosses. Unfortunately, another feature of the Abyssea NM system is that you cannot simply just pop all the NMs as you like. You must go through some hoops and kill and proc other NMs to get to the ones you want. The benefit for going through all this effort is it's sometimes worth it. There are some pieces of the Empyrean gear that are needed at eye level content, even though these aren't yet even the eye level versions of the gear. It is because of the hassle and time spent getting the normal quality, then upgrading to +1, then to +2, and not even yet having the pieces at eye level 109, that I give them a blue medium difficulty. They aren't super hard to get these days, but the time needed to get a full set is a little much for some people, but this gear is worth it most of the time. So now let's talk about upgrading your +2 Empyrean armor to Reforged eye level 109 gear. This is relatively easy when it comes to time consumed, and there is a trick for this set as well if you find yourself in a plentiful supply of REMS pages, perhaps from login points or records of eminence. Then you may want to skip the +2 process altogether and pay double the pages to go right from the +1 to the normal quality Reforged eye level 109 pieces. It will require 10 pages instead of 5, but will also require upgrade drops from a specific Abyssea zone boss or semi-boss. The good news here is that if you are looking to upgrade a full set of Monk, for example, then you don't have to fight 5 different zone bosses for your 5 pieces. You will just need to fight the same boss a few times. In the case of Monk, you'll need one Itzapapalotl scale for each of the pieces, so 5 total. If you are lucky, you could get all 5 in 2 kills or so. It also requires a low to mid-tier crafting item and a return to Monaset in Port Juno. Now comes the hardest part of the whole Empyrean Armor process, that is upgrading to eye level 119 Reforged +1 armor. It is simple, but not necessarily easy. You must first defeat a specific mega boss from the Vagary battle system. There are 5 zones in Vagary, 1 for each of the 5 main armor slots. Defeat the appropriate boss and you'll be eligible to upgrade that piece on all jobs. Fortunately, it isn't like Dynamis Divergent, in which you need to defeat the boss on a particular job in order to upgrade a piece for that job. Then, to actually do the upgrade, it requires more REMS pages and a certain item that's new to this guide, at least, an item called Etched Memories. You'll need several of them. And a high-level crafting item that is pretty expensive, depending on the person you are. While some of these Empyrean +1 pieces are great for macroing in for certain abilities and spells, they aren't the end-all be-all of gear in general. Their stats aren't the highest, but there are some exceptions, as I mentioned, for macroing and using in certain situations. I'll rely on more expert opinions for those details. So the time-consuming nature and the requirement of semi-endgame content to fully upgrade them is why I have them set to currently orange difficulty in my opinion, and C tier quality because of overall stats and usability. I've included these arrows to show that some will have further use and qualify for B, or even in a rare circumstance A. Also, just a heads up, Square Enix has stated that there will be +3 upgrades to this armor in the near future. So that will do it for this episode for now. Check out the next episode for the Abjuration and possibly the Ambuscade gear, depending on how long it will take to explain Abjuration gear. And thanks for watching this episode. Please like and comment and subscribe, and have a great day. Thank you.